You know, 3 million Americans suffer from a bleeding disorder, and many depend on the kindness of strangers for life-saving treatments. Tony Bassa's son, Andrew, is one of our guests this morning, and he is a patient. He has this incurable disease and relies on products from human plasma. March is Bleeding Disorder Awareness Month, and Bassa, along with pediatric hematologist Dr. Claudio Sandoval, Director of Scientific and Medical Affairs of Octapharma, that's a group that is involved in this disease, Octapharma. He is joining us along with Tony, and we're talking to them from Columbia, from the Octapharma Plasma Donation Center down in the Midlands in Columbia. Dr. Sandoval, welcome, and your friend next to you is Tony, and we want to talk about his son. That's Andrew, right, Tony? That's your boy?
Yes, sir. Andrew was diagnosed at age 3 with hemophilia, sorry, not hemophilia, well, sort of, von Willebrand's disease type 2A after we were accused of child abuse from our daycare. So we ended up taking Andrew to our pediatrician. After many tests and many trips to the hospital, he was finally diagnosed. And we kept asking the doctor, where do you get it from? How do you get it? Because no one in our family has it. And so Andrew is actually a mutation that formed on its own, and started receiving plasma treatments when he was at age 3 for bruising and so forth that we saw coming up that was unexplained. When he was little, he would get his factor, and he would say he felt like Superman. So he would go start jumping off the couch again or something. So we had to calm him down a little bit. At 7 or 8, he received a torn meniscus in his knee, so he went to twice a week. And it's game changer. His life, quality of life has gone better for him now. He's 22 now, and he's been doing it since age 3. So thank you to everyone who has given donation of plasma, and without it, it's a game changer.
Well, and plasma from people that donate are the life-saving element. Dr. Sandoval, the word slipped out because the first thing that came to my mind was hemophilia. What's the difference between the two? Can you tell me?
Sure. So von Willebrand's disease is known as the most common benign bleeding disorder, and it's a completely different bleeding disorder than hemophilia. And even though sometimes some folks may speak of both diseases in the same sentence, they really need to be treated as two separate diseases. Folks with von Willebrand's disease may either not have enough of the von Willebrand factor protein, or they have enough of the protein, but it just doesn't function normally. So what we do is that we have kind folks who to donate their plasma, and from their plasma, we're able to extract proteins to help the clotting process. And we can prevent clots, or we can treat the bleeding episodes in folks with von Willebrand's disease, so that those folks who donate plasma are truly lifesavers. They really are saving many folks' lives with their donation.
Is it as easy as going to a blood center, a blood donation center in many communities, and asking that the plasma be donated for that purpose? Because plasma is part of your blood, obviously.
That's correct. So, so there are different ways of giving blood. Some folks just donate a unit of blood, and they're finished in 10 or 15 minutes. Other folks actually go to a plasma donation center like Octapharma Plasma. And there they are given an intravenous line. That line is hooked up to a machine. That machine then collects their blood, spins out the plasma, returns the cells back to the patient, and then this process is repeated about 6 times, and the entire process takes about an hour. The plasma collected then gets processed, and then different proteins are extracted from the plasma. And in the case of von Willebrand's disease, it's the clotting proteins that are extracted.
That's amazing. Tony, tell me this, how often does Andrew have to have plasma injected or put in his body?
Sure. He started out at age 3 and it was on demand. So, but now since he's had his torn meniscus, he's now twice a week. So it's a constant reminder of him. Every once in a while, I'll have to tell him, he did factor today. But it's a set cycle. It's twice a week, Sunday and Wednesday. And it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for him to do it.
Well, that's amazing. And of course, we want people to not be hesitant as we encourage people to give blood. It's relatively simple. I've done it many, many times, and Again, you get a free donut after you give the blood. It seems like last time I went, Doc. Tell me, in Columbia, well, you're talking to us from a plasma center down there in Columbia. I'm not sure whether there is one specifically for this in the upstate. Do you know? Is there one in Greenville, Spartanburg, and Anderson?
I think there might be, but if but folks can go onto their computer and they can visit octapharmaplasma.com. There they can get information if there is a center in their neighborhood. They can learn a little bit more about the process. They can make appointments, and they can know that the day they donate plasma, or if they donate blood, the day they donate blood, they are truly saving someone's life.
Well, that's right. Give a pint of life-saving blood, and not just blood, but the plasma that's in it. It's very important. Well, gentlemen, thank you, and give Andrew our best, Tony. He sounds like a fine young man and living a normal life. You got any grandkids yet?
Thank you. No.
Talk to him. Work on that. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.